In more local news, Mathura District Parliamentarian Buddhika Pathirana attended a number of community service events to mark his birthday today.
The MP attended a blood donation campaign organised by the residents of Maduruduwa in Godagama, Mathura. Thereafter, the parliamentarian made a financial donation to the Isurukanta Association in Mahapalawatta in Tudava, Mathura. Parliamentarian Buddhika Pathirana also made a financial donation of 100,000 rupees for construction activities on the mosque in Hunukotuwa. Meanwhile, an event to distribute school equipment to children in the Kadevidya West Brahmanelidari division was held under the patronage of MP Buddhika Pathirana. You are aware that a crisis has arisen internationally about Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is accused of violating human rights. Who is responsible? Both parties are wrong. The government think that they can deceive the international community, the way they have deceived the people. On the other hand, the international community too is trying to interfere into the country's internal issues unnecessarily. Bloodshed would be the end result of this.
The JVP says that the government should showcase its genuine commitment with regard to human rights in the country. JVP Politburo member Sunil Handulitnetti expressed this view while attending a demonstration held in Trincomalee this morning.
A campaign to distribute leaflets organised by the JVP under the theme People's Wall of Comradeship was held in Trincomalee today. This was organised to create awareness amongst the people about the rising cost of living. We are exerting pressure on the government. There is no point of talking about patriotism and human rights. Activism must be showcased by getting the people involved at grassroots level. We would like to urge the government to release the individuals who are being kept at welfare camps in Trincomalee. Release political prisoners as well. Moreover, issues faced by fishermen and farmers must be resolved with a genuine intention.
Well, an individual broke into a shop last morning. The robbery was captured by the security cameras that were put up at the premises, and the owner of the establishment provided news first with the security tapes.
The burglar had broken into the establishment situated in Vaduegama in Malwana on the Navanura road at around 2:30 am yesterday. The security cameras captured the manner in which the individual had entered the premises and had acted upon arriving inside the shop. The owner of the establishment noted that once the burglar was aware of the security cameras, he had taken steps to disable it. The owner had lodged a complaint in connection with the robbery and had provided the footage to the Begama police. He was not aware of the system, but once he saw it, he disabled it. He was also not aware of the recording. Usually, we leave around 15,000 rupees at the cashier. That too was taken. We have not estimated the value of the missing goods as investigations are continuing into the incident.
You're watching News First Weekend Primetime News here on MTV Sports. Up next is a look at Action TV.
The move of suppressing and undermining acts of fraud and corruption which take place at shops belonging to the cooperative society using rats as scapegoats is a unique move adopted by the cooperatives movement. This is one factor which led to the cooperative society becoming bankrupt. However, this is not the only issue which is plaguing the cooperatives movement at present. A greater damage is being inflicted on the movement by officials who have entered the movement and are undermining the principles of democracy. Even in such a backdrop, where it is apparent that such officials would not be able to cover up their mistakes, there have been numerous instances where high-ranking government officials who work on behalf of the development of the cooperatives movement have bailed out such culprits. The issue, which has been unfolding for over 3 years at the Akmiman Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited, bears testament to this. On the 21st of November 2009, the Southern Province Cooperatives Development Commissioner called for nominations to appoint a new board of directors to the aforesaid society. The election to appoint the new board of directors was eventually scheduled for the 6th of December 2009, just 50 days prior to the presidential election. The Southern Province Cooperatives Development Commissioner then postponed the election, citing the presidential poll. The election was then scheduled to be held on the 21st of February 2010. However, the election was not held on this day as well due to the ballot papers which were to be used in the election being stolen the night before the election. 20 months later, the election was finally held on the 15th of October 2011 following a court order. The election had to be conducted outdoors as a provincial and rural cooperatives bank which were to be used as election centres were forcefully closed down. Incidentally, one ballot box which was used in this election was stolen. It took a total of 32 days for the Southern Province Cooperatives Development Commissioner to once again hold elections for this centre. Thereby, the poll to elect the new board of directors was officially completed on the 18th of December 2011. Although the poll denied the corrupt factions of the Akpimana Cooperative Society who received the patronage of the Commissioner the chance to further destroy the cooperative society, the Southern Province Cooperatives Development Commissioner went on to neglect his duty of appointing the newly elected members as the board of directors. With the 3-month period granted to appoint the new board of directors coming to a close tomorrow, the court ordered that the relevant appointments be made today. However, the group of directors who clung on to power over the past 31 months with the assistance of the Commissioner denied the democratically elected members of the board to accept their appointments today, stating that they too have obtained a court order against it. The so-called cooperatives development officers who arrived at the head office of the Akpimana Cooperative Society to facilitate this claim had to leave the premises amidst police security. As a result of this, the individuals who were democratically elected nearly 3 months ago will lose their opportunity of serving the cooperative society after the 18th of this month. Was the Southern Province Cooperatives Development Commissioner granted a 2-year work extension to engage in such deplorable acts? Governor of the Southern Province, this is over to you.
A tragic incident was reported today where an individual died after falling off a train in the Bayangode area. Due to the graphic nature of the visuals you are about to witness, viewer discretion is advised. According to the railway control room, the victim had been travelling on the footboard of the train which was plying from Colombo to Vaunia. The accident had taken place at around 3 this afternoon. The victim has been identified as a 24-year-old resident of the Elua area in Bayangode. In more local news, several wild animals kept in captivity in violation of the Flora and Fauna Protection Ordinance in the Ahungal area were released to the Udavalavan National Park today by the Wildlife Conservation Department's flying squad following a court order made by the Balapitiya Magistrates Court.
According to the officer in charge of the Wildlife Conservation Department's flying squad, RADD Samaranayaka, the location was raided on the 13th of this month. The animals were taken into the custody of Wildlife Conservation Department following a court order which was obtained yesterday. Samaranayaka noted that the group of animals that were taken into custody includes 5 deer, 4 peacocks, 3 giant squirrels, eagles, turtles and a python. A veterinarian had been present at the location to oversee the transfer of the animals. According to the Wildlife Conservation Department, the animals were taken into custody under Clause 30 and 31st of the Flora and Fauna Protection Ordinance. The individual who was in charge of the location was taken into custody and the case is scheduled to be heard on the 28th of this month. The Wildlife Conservation Department urges the public to inform the department of individuals who are rearing wild animals in an illegal manner.